Hi everyone, welcome back to an episode of Left Unread, a GoLoud original podcast with me, Julie Haynes.
And me, Brenda Dennehy.
Okay, so we come to you today in studio. We have Lisa Dooley's family with us. We have her sister, her brother and her husband. Lisa went over to Turkey a couple of weeks ago to undergo a gastric sleeve operation, and sadly she passed away just under 2 weeks ago. So we're going to speak to the family here. Thanks so much, first of all, Anna and Michael, Danny, for coming in, speaking to both myself and Brenda. First of all, do you want to just tell us a little bit about Lisa?
Yeah, my sister Lisa was a big, caring, soft person. I don't think I have words to describe how much of a kind person she was and how sadly missed she will be. Lisa was a beautiful, dedicated mother, wife, 3 beautiful children, just a loving sister.
So she was a mom. So how old are her children?
So Mike is 14, Chanel is 13 and Thomas is 7.
Oh my gosh. And to lose their mom at that young age.
She decided to go over for a gastric sleeve to Turkey. How long ago was that she decided to go?
So Lisa went for her gastric sleeve on the 31st of July and she went for a procedure on the 3rd of August and she returned home on the 5th of August from Turkey.
And what was it like when she came home? Was it all right? How did the surgery go? Did she was complaining about anything or?
Oh no, I was talking to her when she was actually after her surgery and she was actually in pain and I was saying that I went through the same thing, Lisa, because I had the procedure done myself. So I was like, you have to get up and you have to kind of walk around and move around and you will feel a bit bruisey. And she decided to get up and walk around. When she came home, it was kind of bad from there on out. Quite dizzy, she got up, she moved around, started kind of working with it, back down again, up again, started to move around, started to work with it. And that's all I heard of Lisa all the time since she had the sleeve done.
So you said that you actually had the same procedure done?
I had it done in May, yeah.
You had it done in May. And did she go over to the same clinic as you?
She was too.
But
okay. She was through a different rep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about that, yeah?
Yeah, so a few of my cousins, the year before us had procedures done out there from a rep. And she thought it was quite safe to do the same procedure with the same rep.
Yeah.
So the clinic that she was directed to, she thought it was the same clinic.
Yeah.
We think it was, and we think that rep had finished up with that clinic, and had moved to a different clinic. So he obviously gave her the same details that was the clinic that he was using with her.
Yeah.
So she went out there with another friend of hers to have it done. Sorry,
No, you're okay. Take your time.
I suppose, Michael, your feeling with it, I know that you're very, very upset, obviously, over what's happened, but I think how the situation that she found herself in with the new rep and the new place that she was going to, you're very, very angry about that.
Very, very angry, yeah. Devastated. My sister used to phone me and my wife up every day, warning us not to ever get the gastric sleeve because my wife wanted to go and get it done. And she used to say, "Oh, Mike, I'm begging you, never ever get this done." She was constantly vomiting, dizziness, in bed, just no energy in her. We were telling her to take her vitamins, eat food. She couldn't keep nothing down at all. So thank you for having us here today. Our message is just to get it out to people here. Not to let your daughters or your sons go to Turkey for these operations. Google it. There's people out there dying from this. And it needs to be highlighted more through Ireland and the UK. Every week we're hearing someone new is dying from Turkey, nearly every day. And just last for words, my sister is gone now. She's left 3 young babies, a broken-hearted husband, 2 sisters, 3 brothers, hundreds of friends. Everybody is devastated. So our mission is just to get the word out there and for no family to go through what we're going through today.
And just tell me, when she came home and you were saying that she was dizzy and sick and she just felt really, really unwell, was she reaching back out to the clinic out in Turkey? Was there any correspondence there or?
He would not answer the phone to us, taking no calls from nobody. And he's changed his number as well. And the husband, Danny, has been trying to get contact with him. No, he just changed his number, everything. He's just shut down business, I think, from that WhatsApp number he had. Because I've even tried to call him and he's not answering. He's not even ringing, it's just disconnected.
And can you get in contact with the clinic or anything? No,
no,
they're just not picking up.
It is his clinic.
It's his clinic.
It's his clinic.
And after the surgery, was she very unwell after she came around as well? And
She was very, very unwell. She was actually crying on the phone not to do this. If she ever had it back again, her brain, I'm nervous to come at her because she wanted to eat food, but she couldn't eat food. It was going to sell it psychologically in her brain.
yeah.
And it was just torment for 3 or 4 weeks. And we were speaking to her that morning. My wife was speaking to her that morning, and again she was dizziness again, and all of a sudden she just collapsed to the floor.
Just bringing it back to when she decided to have the sleeve done. Did she tell you, as a brother? Did she tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
I kept warning her not to do it. I even sent her screenshots of people
who had?
who had that over there. But she was so skinny before and beautiful. She just wanted to go back like years ago. And I suppose social media's got a lot to do with it as well. Facebook and stuff like this. Women posting pictures of themselves.
She felt a bit of pressure, yeah.
They've been to Turkey. They're looking good. They're looking good, but they're not good in the brain. They're not good in the stomachs. They're suffering.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's only all picture perfect kind of a thing. You getting me?
Yeah.
So she just followed her dream, and it was the biggest mistake. Cost her life. It did.
And did the rep come over to Ireland? Did she actually meet the rep in Ireland? No. So she
all
just
through phones, Facebook, all
okay.
through that.
And when she got to Turkey, do either of you know if she was brought into the clinic maybe the day before or a couple of hours prior for tests?
She brought in for tests. They done all her ops on her, and everything came back grand. But the day of the operation, they kept her back 1 extra day, and we don't know why they kept her back an extra day.
And I suppose because they're not picking up the phones, you can't get the answers that she...
And the day that she was meant to come out of the hospital, we were phoning them, and I was saying, your sister's okay, your sister is okay. And it would be hours afterwards, then we got to speak to Lisa, and she told us that they're keeping her back for another day, which her friends flew home that day. She got so worried about that she was kept out there. We don't even know why she was kept out there. Was there any complications? Was there anything at all?
And was anything told to Lisa? Like nothing? No communication even with the doctors to Lisa whilst Lisa lay in the bed?
All Turkish. She made her interpreter once.
Okay.
Once she met the interpreter, I think that he'd come with the doctor. For the nurses, they're all Turkish as well. They don't speak any English. So they gave her a small bit of pain relief first.
Pain relief was quite slim as well.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah.
They gave her a small bit of pain relief first. I think is when the doctor came to see her, they gave her more pain relief. And they just wheeled her out the door in a wheelchair the next day because she wasn't able to walk.
Was she able to fly home to Ireland then?
Yeah, she came home then. She flew home to Ireland then on the 5th of August. And she returned into her own hometown at 9 o'clock that night. And ever since that then, she was kind of like, she was proactive. She got up and kind of went with the diet and just tried to pull herself together and things. But it didn't last very long. It just mentally herself, I think it affected her all over. It felt like it was borrowed time she was put on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Did you know there was something seriously wrong?
No, the changes that it can, because everyone can kind of vary it, you know.
You'll be expecting these changes because she's after this big
This sleeve, so I was like, you know, kind of supporting her, like I felt like this and I felt like that, but you better have to have this and try to go like that, and, you know, helping each other along the way.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of debate, kind of down, dizziness and up, and I was like, I was feeling like that, and I was taking vitamins, and, you know, I was trying to push her along.
The way you
do.
What you done?
And then about 2 weeks before she passed, about a week and a half, 2 weeks, she started limping the leg, her left leg.
Okay.
And she kept saying, oh, it was just a cramp. And it was like, she got up, she said, no, when I start walking now, it's gone again. And I was telling her I'm kind of bruising as well in the legs. And, you know, we were kind of thinking, all right, kind of get away with it, kind of, it's just bruising is part of whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, on the 8th of October then, it took its toll and all out of us in Lisa, and it just...
And because you obviously had it done the couple of months prior to Lisa, looking at her now, do you think you had the same symptoms from when you came home and from when Lisa came home, or is hers now
I
think Lisa's was worse now, thinking back of it.
And it's so hard to judge because we're all so different. Like, some would bounce back faster than others, you know.
Exactly,
absolutely. Like, you know, and what about her friend? How's her friend doing? Like, did she get a procedure done over there as well, or did she just go for support?
Well, no, the friend actually went over to have a procedure, and she had her to get her teeth done.
Okay.
He gave her an estimate of 3,000, and she sent all the before photos to him. And when she landed over anyway to have her work done, he told her he couldn't do it, and he doubled the price by 7,000, saying that he had no base to actually work on her teeth.
And is this the same clinic?
Yeah.
This is
so
the same.
this clinic is doing teeth,
Hair.
sleeves,
Hair.
hair.
Yeah, everything.
Everything, yeah. And
A man
Such-
of all wonders.
Man of, yeah,
Yeah.
trades.
jack of all trades,
Yeah.
as they say. So she was left devastated, obviously, being over in Turkey. Her family supported her to go over there to get her dream teeth and whatever. She couldn't. They ended up inserting 2 teeth for her at the time, and they didn't last very long when she actually returned home again.
Okay.
It feels like it's just temporary work. This man is destroying people's lives.
And do you know anyone else who has gone to him and has passed away? Obviously, now that you're kind of public on it about from
Another
social
lady
media, is
again,
there
yeah.
people?
Another lady over a year and a half ago again had
Passed away.
went out there.
Was
Yeah.
it with a sleeve?
Be a friend of Lisa's,
Yeah.
a very good friend of the family, close relative.
And then I suppose, Anna, I'm wondering, how was your recovery? Was your recovery, obviously, it's a mental challenge, it's a physical challenge. How was your recovery itself?
So it was mine was more mental than anything, because I think it's a big change for anyone.
And
to
if
take
I
on.
think you're still recovering.
Yeah, I'm still
You're
in the
still
progress.
recovering from we have another sister, Crystal, the younger sister again.
She had it 2.5 years
She
ago.
got 2.5 years ago and she's still not right from it.
Mentally and physically?
Mentally and physically.
And what kind of a way mentally is in? Is it with
Anger
the
moods,
small portions?
swings, portions. It's determined that you can't eat the food. It's in front of you.
Yeah, because everyone loves to eat. Like,
Food is
I
life,
enjoy.
Food is life.
It is life, it's comfort.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
comfort. It's,
And so, when did you get the procedure done again? Was
so I had
back
it done
in
on
May?
the 27th of May.
And what way is your food portions now? Are very, very,
Very
little.
small, yeah.
Mouse would eat more.
It'll take me 30 minutes to have kind of like a baby portion, really. So
Because you
it'd be one
just feel
scoop mash.
full.
Full completely. So it'd be 15 minutes in between. So 15 minutes for half and 15 minutes, and you have to come back to it. I felt that you have to have a lie down after having the food.
Okay.
After everything.
Yeah,
So even
it's kind of quiet.
planning to eat is like probably an ordeal.
Yeah.
You know the way any of us, I'll just go in there
just grab
to
a
Centra and I'll
sandwich. Yeah.
grab a sandwich, a chicken roll. You can't necessarily
No.
do that. It's probably a mental thought process.
It's-
Probably
yeah.
like, oh no, how am I going to do this?
That's
Nearly a
it.
chore because
Yeah.
it takes so long as well. Like, doesn't
And in the
it?
mind, you're still kind of craving everything else because the mind, it's a funny
It's
thing.
comfort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Would
and
have
so
been Lisa's biggest problem was her mind, the
Yeah.
food that
Yeah.
she said to me.
Yeah.
Her stomach is not hungry no more, it's her brain.
It's her brain.
it was the
Yeah.
brain. You
Brain.
still imagine that you want to eat the same thing, so you would just run there and have a chip,
Yeah.
and automatically that chip is after filling you up, and you can't have what you're going to want to have, or
And especially that she had a family, so she was sitting down with her husband, her 3 kids, and they're all eating away, and
Yeah.
then she was just left with
Nothing,
nothing.
basically.
Yeah.
She was seen here as well by doctors as well. She had to go to hospital in Ireland as
that's
well.
right,
How
yeah.
did she? What happened there? Did
I
she
think one
the
of her,
stitches she
her
needed?
stitches opened, didn't they?
yeah, where they did the keyhole surgery on, it just opened a little bit, so it was just replastered and cleaned, and the kind of
And did the doctors
Straightforward.
say anything once she went in about the work? Like, was there any feedback from the Irish doctors here in
No.
Ireland?
no.
No.
Were they kind and they just looked after her like
There were,
any other
any other
patient?
patient that would, Lisa would be the kind, she wouldn't kind of feed into herself, as so much as so doctor got to
If
sleep.
I had
and,
to go
you
to
know.
her, she probably would have to be next to go to the doctor. She's so laid back and we're going to person you get me.
Yeah, okay.
And there's other cases around like in Abbeyfield and the Stall for women that's going out there, and even in Wales, they're getting it done, but they still have the same suffering as my sisters have. Not eating food, mental torture. So it's not just getting looking well, it's what's coming with looking well.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime change in your body. No food, not mixing with people because you're grumpy all the time.
You're grumpy all the time and you can't, yeah.
As well, I don't think we even have mentioned Lisa's age. She was only 38.
38
38,
years old, yeah.
38. So young.
Yeah.
Very young.
So
very,
young.
Very young.
And I suppose she passed away less than 2 weeks ago. How are you coming to terms with it? Is it still
Yes, it's not real still.
It's
still so raw.
Just
So
wanna wake
raw.
up,
We're
just-
looking after,
yeah.
we got Lisa's kids now looking after Lisa's kids and Danny, so we're looking after them. We haven't even grieved for our sister
No.
yet.
Yeah.
When I go home, I probably start my grieving. When I go home back
Yeah.
to my quietness.
When you go back to reality,
yeah,
it's
we
when
had
it
our
hits.
we had our funeral to prepare for. We looking after the kids. We've young nieces and nephews, but most of all, it's her kids. And it's not really to them either.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So how long overall was she sick? So from basically the
from
day
day
of,
one,
from day one,
from
right
day
up to her
one,
death.
When she came
right
back,
up to
yeah,
her
it was like
death, yeah.
borrowed time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
In a way, it was like when she came home, kind of. I suppose we all get that kind of dopamine where, okay, this is it now. Life
Yeah.
changes. Put myself together. Got into diet, tried to kickstart it all, and soon just samped of energy and just samped of
Yeah.
not able to do it, and just I'm so
That's
sorry,
what
and
she said. She
constantly
said
on the
she's gonna
phones.
she's changing her life around. Never knew it was going to cost her her life.
No, yeah,
She
yeah.
applied for her driver license. She had big things ahead of her, like, and boom,
Just that.
instantly gone.
And towards the end of her life, was she hospitalised or did it happen just really quick? Or
Really quick.
In a matter of minutes.
in the,
She dropped
She just dropped in the room, yeah, with her kids.
in her
there.
room at home.
And her children
and
there
her
in the
kids
house.
inside the room.
And was Danny, her husband, there?
Danny tried to give her
Danny was-
CPR, bring her
yeah.
back. It was no good.
Jesus.
And then obviously called the ambulance.
Ambulance, yeah.
The ambulance has been
came.
called
She
then,
was
yeah.
there by
And
the time
then
ambulance came.
friends, we called close friends and family, and they rushed to the scene as well.
And she had died. I suppose she was
Instantly.
She was gone. She died instantly.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah,
38.
38 years of age.
A young
Whole life
woman.
ahead of her.
woman.
A whole life. ahead of
Beautiful
her.
girl.
Yeah.
Beautiful
A
inside and
gentle
out.
soul.
My
Bubbly,
God.
just carefree, happy. She couldn't do better if she even tried.
Yeah,
Do you know?
okay,
yeah.
She's just
And then I suppose she was after passing away. And then having to plan the funeral and everything around it. It
Yeah.
just...
still shocked. The
Everybody
body is
just
not.
shocked.
The body is not coming down
Yeah.
off this this ordeal of life. This is just so shocking that it's not even normal to be looking at 3 small little babies without a mother. A
And
husband
obviously they're the youngest one probably.
Oh, he hasn't got a clue.
He doesn't have a clue.
He hasn't got a clue. The others two kind of realise it's
They
not
realise.
right. The other one is just playing, Thomas is playing on these toys and stuff. You just think Mommy's gone to the shop. Basically, he hasn't got a clue.
And before we started this interview, we were saying where Lisa is buried and a couple of headstones down, there's another lady.
Yeah, she have a good friend of hers on Emma's Bridge as well. She had the same procedure in Turkey,
Yeah,
through the same rep,
yeah,
same clinic, because we're speaking with their family as well
yeah, okay.
through Facebook. So we're actually cousins, we are. And only a grave right behind my sister's bridge is there. So there's 2 women that we've known using this block, the clinic.
services,
And,
yeah.
Back
These
to back
services.
gravestones
Back-to-back
because of the
graves, yeah.
same
Because of the
procedure.
same
Procedure.
procedure by the same men.
and we've
yeah.
other cousins in around the place that are ill over it.
Yeah,
That are not eating, mentally torture. But unfortunately, my sister on Bridge had the downfall of dying through these operations. And many, many more women and men are dying
yeah,
through the country. And I think the Irish government, the UK government, should be kind of banned or something on these people going out there. Because at the end of the day, it's the Irish government have to fork out the aftercare when these people come home to the hospitals. Who's paying these bills? It's the Irish government. It's giving them the medication. Which in Turkey, they're dealing with people's lives. 500 cheaper, 400 cheaper, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
They just don't care. They want your money, quick operation, and out the door.
yeah.
That's it, then their job is done.
Yeah, and it's getting so much easier now for us to just give them a text message to these
Yeah.
clinics. Like, these ads are popping up for me
Yeah.
anyway all the time on
Even if you're
Facebook.
talking around Facebook, you think Facebook is listening to you. They're
All
just
these
popping
ads,
up,
I
yeah.
remember
popping up,
myself when
popping
I
up.
actually went to go to Turkey. So obviously you get into a few different clinics
Yeah.
and you be, do you know,
Check it out.
checking around and things. And I was bombarded by reps ringing me constantly.
Yeah.
I have a better deal. I'll do this and I'll
Yeah.
do that and I'll do this and I'll do that.
Yeah,
And it's just money. I think once they see your money, they just take you in, take the money, and you're just pushed aside in, do the job and come
Yeah.
out. And some people are just left on borrowed time.
yeah.
And you know, then on, I suppose, I'm just going back to the aftercare of it, the mental, you know, when you were going for your sleeve, like how many hours kind of a mental assessment did you have with them? Was there anything like that? Was it just fill out a form, or
I
did you
don't
have
think
to
there was
speak to
no
a
men- there was
psychologist
no
or anything
mental
like that, or
assessment.
psychiatrist
None.
or whatever kind of?
When I was talking to my sister about it, I found when I went over to the clinic that I went to worked quite good at the time. Do you know, to be honest, I thought I knew even the procedure itself, that I knew what I was doing until it was actually done. That I think I didn't know it all,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
that makes sense. So when I went over right away, I was automatically met. Bags were taken from me into an office, signed a paper, money counted in front of me. That was it. We could go away and get something to eat or take a walk or whatever until the next morning. 10 o'clock the next morning, we were brought down for tests and check your bloods and all this. Everything came back in the all clear. So I finished about 11 o'clock, was brought upstairs. So about 12:30, 1 o'clock, they came to the room. They knocked me out, did the procedure, brought me back. A lot of pain relief, was sleeping a lot. Slept the whole weekend over that. Then I knew I had to get up and had to actually start moving, walk around to come home.
Yeah.
So when I started moving, walking around and things, I started to feel a little bit better, a lot bruisey and everything like that. But I felt a lot better. I was coming around. But I actually felt I was sedated.
Okay.
There was a lot of, you know.
And did they kind of push the sleeve on you, or did you know you wanted the sleeve, or did you go out there with the intentions of, I don't know if I want the sleeve or the back? Like, did they suggest the sleeve to you?
They
or-
suggested it more for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
You were
they
going essentially for a mommy makeover at the start.
That was
that
right
your
at the
idea?
start.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted, the mommy
Yeah.
makeover. But when I went to the clinic in Dublin for the consultation, that's what I wanted. It taught me that if I had the mommy makeover done, that bad or dad'll come out wrong here, there and everywhere. So it's best for you to have the sleeve done first. So I felt as if, I was kind of worried about the sleeve, not knowing the seriousness behind it, even though the mommy makeover was quite serious as well.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt a little bit pushed towards that way as well. Towards, that's the sleeve. It's the only way.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that can fix you is the sleeve.
And you've no regrets getting your sleeve or anything? You're happy with it?
No, I do actually.
Do you,
a lot
have
of
you?
them. Yeah, a lot of regrets.
Regrets for yourself?
No, the biggest one was my sister, and knowing that I kind of went that direction, and mental health said you have to go that far to actually love yourself. That you know, you have to take away like 80% of your stomach. Regrets that my own life is destroyed in a way as well, mentally, physically, no energy wise, mood swings, up down, sleep patterns, kind of effects all around really.
Yeah, because as we spoke about there with social media, you'd often see the before and after pictures. You'd see like one girl and she's
That's
like, "Oh, I
what's
want to
selling
look
them.
that."
That's what's selling
That's
them.
what's selling
They
them.
look
But
good
like
in the clothes.
they look good.
That's
yeah.
it, but it's the inside. It's just
Yeah,
got
it's-
tearing away, they're rotten in the inside.
Like as
And you do
just
get the
said there,
dopamine. You get the dopamine from it. You get the highs where you can fit into your jeans. You can wear the nice top. You're feeling good, and
But that's when you're taking the pictures. But when you're back at home, then
That's it's a different story.
it feels there's no
basically.
purpose for life. If that makes sense
Yeah.
at times.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking as well. Do you think, when Lisa probably saw you losing the weight, she was like, I think I'll get one now? Was it-
Definitely, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think that was an
definitely-
So does
influence
that
too.
kind of, did you feel...
I'd feel the guilt in my heart as well, because I was like, look, I'm feeling this now. Look at this, and showing her pictures, and I feel good. And
if the younger sister didn't get it, they kind of encouraged her to go down that path.
but she have been wanting to have it done for such a long time as well, that it did go successful for me as well.
Yeah.
Well, you can't blame yourself for that. You can't. So in time, I hope you forgive yourself for anything that you might be
God, yeah.
feeling, because, you can't... To be
I know
living
she wouldn't want it that way.
Certainly
Yeah.
not your
Of
fault,
course, it's going to
Janet.
hit you,
Yeah.
but you have to be able to...
But I suppose in circumstances like that, you think the
course.
worst of the worst,
Of
don't
course.
you?
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
you,
to blame.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I suppose for anyone who is listening, because we have a lot of listeners who do go to Turkey and all these other countries as well for gastric sleeves or to get work done. What's your message, Anna, to them? Anyone listening?
I think my message would be for the HSC to kind of help people, women in this country, that it is a mental illness, that people do feel ugly in overweight bodies, and to help them with price costs and to bring it kind of down so that women doesn't travel out there, take young women, young mothers, sisters away from people, and just to make sure the research is done very well and that it's no backstreet and there's no, as my brother-in-law would say, he felt that he was just a gangster in a suit that just kind of splashed himself all over social media, and it's just, he's living the high life where there's people in graves.
Lucky her, yeah. Chatting about your sister Lisa. And what about yourself, Michael? What would you tell the people that
I'll be
are
reaching out as a
considering-
brother anyway. I've lost my sister over Turkey, and I beg any man and woman not to let their kids go there, cousins, anyone. It's just terrible. It's a tragedy. I don't know what to say. It's just she's gone, and Turkey operations are still going. I'm just shocked. I don't know what to say. It's just no one should go to Turkey for these procedures. They're not being done properly. They're just taking your money and sending you on home. No proper doctors, no proper surgeons. I'm lost for words. I don't know what to say.
Right, on that note, I'm going to thank you both,
Yeah.
three of you, so very much for
Thank you
coming
very
in
much.
Such a hard
and
time.
spreading the awareness.
Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
very,
you.
very important.
We won't stop. We're going to be constantly posting on social media. I'm not going to stop anyway. Just keep making people aware of it,
Yeah.
the downfalls of it, the suffering that comes with it, and the loss that can come with it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we can do. Is supposed to be, we're not a law in our own way, but just keep letting people know the awareness of it. There's hundreds of kids without mummies and daddies over these operations.
Yeah, thank you so much, Michael.
Thank
Anna,
you for
thank you
having us.
so
Thank you.
very
Yeah,
much.
thank you, Anna.
And Danny.
Yeah, and for anyone who is listening or anything like that, you're willing to speak to any journalists, any
Anyone
TV
at all.
programs, anyone, you just want to spread the word.
I want to
Yeah,
spread the word.
just spread the
I
word.
want to save people's lives. I do.
Yeah.
If I couldn't save my sisters, but I try to save somebody else's. Just you only save one person, stop somebody going out there, innit?
Yeah,
Thank you
absolutely.
so much.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, God.
Oh my God, I'm actually shaking. They just left the studio there now. Oh my God.
That's actually harrowing. Harrowing.
So that was the brother and sister you heard, but we actually had the husband here as well. And like, God love him.
know.
He had to step outside. Like,
Yeah.
it's still so raw. Like she's
Yeah.
only dead. Like not even 2 weeks now. When the episode goes out, it will be 2 weeks.
Yeah, she did 10 days today.
Today.
And by the time this comes out, that it is 2 weeks she's passed away. And I mean, it's so raw. The husband, Danny, as you said, he was going to speak to us, but I think he just all got too much for him.
A bit overwhelmed, of
But
course.
you can imagine that.
It's a shock. And like, as he just heard, like, he was in the house and probably normal morning with himself, his wife, his 3 kids, and next thing just dropped.
And to try and resuscitate her with CPR.
You'll never come around from that. I have no words. And a beautiful girl,
38.
38 years of age, her whole life ahead of her.
I think what hit me an awful lot as well is when Anna was saying that she kind of felt the regret. Oh, that's terrible. That's so. That I think that upset me an awful lot.
I know,
because I wouldn't want anyone to be thought that anyone would carry that burden.
Especially your own sister.
Your own sister. And you know, when people pass away, your thoughts, like, you know what I mean, you're all over the place and you're going to be thinking all sorts and self-blame for her. But, you know, as we mentioned to her, she doesn't have anything to be blamed for.
Not at
like
all.
That, you know
Absolutely
what I mean?
nothing.
Is
Like, obviously, I went to Turkey and I got procedures done over there. And like, I suppose the big thing for us is like, we don't want to be saying, oh, look how well Julie's procedures went, or, you know, it's really, really important to share these stories as well, because this is happening and it's happening so much. Like 2 gravestones back to back.
I know, especially this year, I've at least seen around 9 people reported as after dying. At least. That's only 9. They've mentioned another 2 there to us.
Yeah.
And back-to-back gravestones.
That's frightening.
Yeah.
Back-to-back gravestones of the same procedure, same clinic, and 2 of them dead now.
And I would believe that there's 10 more, 20 more, 30 more. There's 10 more. There's loads
They're just
more.
not, yeah.
And they're just not reported as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
I would say as well to some people, you know, the way they probably get the surgery in Turkey, but then I'm always glad to hear when I hear that the HSE, the Irish Health Service, has looked after them. You
When
know,
they come
not as
home.
in like, well, you know what, you went over there. Now, anytime I've ever heard anyone having issues after, the HSE has really looked after them, given them the best of care.
But then, as Michael said there, it's unfair on our doctors then as well to be picking up the pieces. Do you know, we're not bad enough.
Yeah.
So I'm glad now we touched on that subject, and very grateful for that family coming in to us. I'm shocked. I'm shocked after that.
I know. So on that note, we'll leave it there for this week. If you want to send an email, lor@goloudnow.com, or you can message me on my Instagram, Brenda's Bits, or Julie on
Twins and me. Okay, so guys, until next week, take care.
Bye.
Bye.